Okay, new stream up. Okay, pray to Allah that we don't have another issue with whatever the hell this game wants to throw at us. Doesn't look like we're black screening at the moment, so. Yes! Display all info. Right, we are about to get underway. Because it's going to be a in-game rolling start. So Hamza leads from Tomsoft. Oh, I've just gone to the Shadow Realm. Here we go. Hamza gets a solid start off the line, keeps his P1 followed by Tomsoft Joe. Pretty clean through the first corner, doesn't look like there's any issues going on. We're gaining position from the back of the grid. So maybe might be a bit of contact here. So Constantine up into the end of sector 1. Hamza building a decent lead to Tomsoft behind, so trying to get camera angles right. Apologies about that. Well, Max going for a move on Yano down the inside. Looks like he might try his luck later on the lap. Maybe just hold it for a bit. Got Widow behind Taters at the moment. He's going to be a man possessed during this race, so he's going to be one to watch. Still have no idea what is up with these camera angles. So it looks like this is the best we can do at the moment for camera. Like I said, flawless game. Nope, nothing. broadcast is going to look like this for now, I suppose. So yeah, just following following the leader Hamza at the moment. It's got Tom behind. It's an interesting camera angle, but probably the best we can do with what we're given at the moment. I mean, to be fair, it is quite a cool camera angle, but it doesn't make any sense. But I suppose it works. Widow's already up to 8. That's yeah, it's impressive. So he's coming up on the don't want to say the leading pack, so I'd say it's more the top 4. So. Nope, nothing. Could just try wait for a moment, see if it fixes itself, but I doubt it. So that's the best we have for now. The race at info up, my bad. To be fair, it's an interesting way of viewing the race. It's just not exactly ideal. Imagine drivers probably settling into a groove now, so. So yeah, I'm not too sure what I could do about got the issues at the moment with the replays, but yeah, it's interesting. At the very least, we can still just watch the race through this lens here, so. Well, just saying, based on the movement, it looks like something interesting may be happening in the midfield, but obviously we won't know because, yeah, we're stuck on this angle of bloody, angle of the leaders. Some bloody French Grand Prix TV direction over there. Yeah, it's a shame because, like, this. It's looking like at the moment like it's a great race, and of course a lot of talented drivers here at the moment. We're going to place on the Mac by the looks of it, but yeah, I mean this game is just broken in its current state. So I don't want to jump the gun and say that it's not fit for league racing, but there's definitely an argument to be had. But yeah, hold out hope that Polyphony can fix the issues listed present in the game, because I mean, issues are always going to be there, but I think to this extent it just feels wrong, especially as a game that boasts itself with FIA certification not too long ago, and boasts itself as one of the premier sim racing or esports spectacles. I feel like standards like this for the lobbies, and we've seen the issues that they've had with Grand Valley. They had to take that off the World Series roster, so, and that track was just released into the game, so I mean they're doing the right thing by taking it off, but you imagine they'd check those issues there. I mean, the reason I'm talking about this is obviously just because everyone's building a pretty comfortable lead at the moment, and I can't check out what else is going on in the race, otherwise I'll just get a view of unfinished Nurburgring details, so yeah, it's a shame. Hopefully the replay will be able to get some decent shots and get those onto the socials, but for now this is really all we have, so after any takes on this, if anyone watches this, post-stream, and tell me your thoughts on the situation with lobbies at the moment, because part of it does feel unfinished almost. I mean, the lobby issues we had, that's fine because of where the host is host originates. Because then because we swapped to a European host, and most of our issues with lag were long gones. But the other two, the black screen and of course now with the replays, it's a shambles. And of course, this is the first event. We've got a lot to learn from our side, but I feel like that's mutual. That feeling's mutual with GT7 in the state of league racing at the moment. I believe, but in fairness to Flipping, I believe now you can post replays to races. So if there's any consolation, we'll be able to post that, and you can check out better angles of everything that's going on. Widow's taking 6th. He's on a mad drive at the moment, so fair play to him. I just wish I could see it. Probably get this out of the way, it's not bad. But yeah, Hamza's not looking too bad for tyre wear, and fuel seems pretty fine as well. So I can obviously get to probably about just over the halfway point of the race. I reckon that's when we see a lot of people coming after their stops. And who knows, maybe the replays fix themselves, we can get a second half action, but issue hasn't fixed itself yet. So there's not much I can do with commentary because I can only see one driver. I mean, Tom's keeping decent pace with him, fair enough, and that's entertaining in itself. But it would also be entertaining to see stuff like Widow's drive at the moment. Some of the battles for the final point spot in 8th, and yeah, I see Maverick's overtaking Joe there, so I would have loved to see that. And you can kind of see it in the back, but not too well, because not only is it laser focused on Hamza, but it's also the weirdest angle of all time. It's basically a car in itself. It's P0. Like somebody's left the room, so I'm not sure what happened there. Probably a disconnect, but we're again flawless game. No issues with it. Just looking at the mini map there, it's salivating, but man, I mean, once the replay comes up, that's I did forget to tell Mac to wait until everyone saved their replays, but hopefully he gets the name on that. Damn it, I did the goof again. I honestly don't know what the hell the issue is. So Joe's going to be the first one to come to the pits now. Tyre wear is going a bit off for the for the soft runners, so get going in early and it could be a play. Although we'll have to wait and see. Of course, if it ain't from this angle, then we ain't gonna know shit. May as well do a rundown of the of who's where. So Hams is leading, followed by Tom Soft, Maverick, Bazza, Widow, Yano, Mac, Kaga, Taters, Joe, Thomas, and Rotary. Which means now I also have to go out. Minutes through now. I should say 21. I'm still keeping chase with right on front, who doesn't look who's there, he's going to be doing that. About a 2-second gap now between Hamza and Tom Soft. Water was up to 4th. Of course, Joe still made his stop, so that's probably going to be 5th once everything's back in line, but still impressive considering he started from the back. Driver's coming into the pits now, and it looks like the issue's been sorted. Right, so second half of this race we're going to have a completely normal broadcast camera, so apologies for the goofy one that we had before. Anyway, so if stuff pops off in the second half of this race, then you'll be seeing it. Taters in 10th, Widow 9th. Well, I think he's already made his stop, so Joe has inherited 7th by the looks of it, so Hamza and Tomsoft have come out of their stop now. Joe's coming in, of course his tyres have been, his tyres are warm already, so Max coming into the pits now. So I'm not sure if Maverick or Bazza have pitted yet. But if they have, then they've done a strategy masterclass there, because they managed to to jump both the two leaders of the race, but okay, they haven't pitted yet because their tyres are absolutely short, so following the pit window, it looks as though Widow is going to inherit third, which is extraordinary given the fact they had to start from last using this in quali, so they've gone on here between Thomas and Mac by the looks of it. Thomas still pushing the Ferrari to everything that it can do, because you don't want to take too much with it, because it will kill you. So Maverick and Baz still not coming in for their stop there, dragging out these softs for quite longer than they should. You think maybe they might have adverse effects, but they seem to be doing fine. Maybe they're just banking on their own pace being good enough to splice it. Tom's coming in for a stop now. Maverick leads, but he's still yet to make a stop, and you'd imagine in the coming laps he'll probably have to. So Maverick, and I'm not sure about Baz, but he'll probably be coming in soon. Maverick's coming for a stop, so he's dropping behind Joe, who has got back to where he was before he made his early stop. Widow's up into P5 now. Actually, no, still P6, but he's going to be battling with Maverick who's on cold tyres now, so he's going to have to be a bit wary. So, because we know how good Widow's been this race with overtaking. Getting the tow gun. Widow's going to try and move into the hairpin. He's got a good run coming into it. He's going to try and round the outside. Yes, he is. Has he got it? Maverick, great defending there, putting him in an awkward position. Not so much cutting off his line, but making it so he's unable to actually make the move stick. So the question is how much longer can you keep that for? Because Widow's pushing like a stab right at the moment, and he's on much warmer tyres. So to imagine now that Maverick might be thinking about just sitting back and getting tow off Widow, so maybe catch up to the leaders and then take him later on. But maybe he's a hard racer, so might not be the case. Just catching up now with the lead guys. Baz is still staying out. I have no idea how he's dragging those softs, but you'd imagine he'll be coming in pretty soon. Hands the leads from Tom Soft, who's cut the lead down now. It's just a second. Coming in now. Not going to try going into turn one. He's not that outrageous. So back to the battle now for fifth. We're still trying to get around Maverick. Mac trying to chase down Yano. A little bit what's going on here. You got Taters versus Thomas for the wooden spoon, if you will, for the fight for P11. Say Thomas would have a run, just checking the leaders at the moment. Tom's not going to go for a move there. Widow and Maverick still battling. I'd love to see it. Is Widow going to go for something, or has Maverick got enough of a gap going into the hairpin to the point where it's not even worth it? He's going to try and send it, but nah, it comes to nothing in the end. Thomas and Taters battling it out. Even in the lower places, it's still good to see drivers giving it their all. Penalty there for K, second penalty. Probably just a bit wonky with the track limits, because we know how they've been. And finally, Baz is pitting, so Hans is going to be inheriting the lead. That being said, though, the gap between him and Tom Soft is now half a second, and with tow, you'd imagine Tom might try something outrageous going into the first corner, or maybe even Mercedes curve. So here he's going to go. He's going to go down the inside. Hans is going to give him the space, but just not going to be enough to get that spot there. Joe following close behind. You got Widow and Maverick still going at it. The first corner, I haven't seen too many proper overtakes there. A lot of them have been in the Mercedes hairpin, so I believe that's what's called. I'm not sure. .6 now, so a bit more of a safety buffer. That being said, coming off the hairpin now, and also still not letting up. Could be smart from Ben here just to follow him with the raw pace that we know he's got, and maybe just try and beat him that way and get him on a straight if you're. That being said, everyone's no slouch. He's top driver in Australia, you could argue. So he's not going to go down without a fight. Back to this battle now. Whatever this Maverick for P4 looks like. Now that Bass is coming for a stop. Great racing between these two. Of course, Willow was interesting because he didn't attend qualifying because of unforeseen issues, but thankfully because of the ironically because of the server issues, he was able to rejoin and come onto the back of the grid, and now he's fighting for fourth. So I'd say right now he's sole candidate for driver of the day, because that is some Viking comeback from Widow there. And you just have to think, like, well, what if? Well, I mean, you don't have to think what if, because now he's challenging Maverick for what is the podium spot, but it's probably going to be P4. It's going to go around the outside. Brilliant race between the two. They're going to try and keep it clean. Whereas going to be forced wide by Maverick. He's going to try switch back. Oh, he's going to avoid contact there. It's smart. So you'd imagine Widow's thinking about that move going into the hairpin. But for now, stays behind Maverick, who's doing a great job defending, I must say. Back to the battle for first, spreading out back to a second. Kicking it out now. We've got Bazza and Yano fighting for that P5 spot. Yano's going to hassle him on the back. This is where things start to get intense. That Porsche really showing its race pace later, and as the race is on, we're in 40 minutes now. So checking back up with Widow and Maverick, they're still going at it. It's hard to choose which battle you want to focus on, because there's even a battle in the back going on between Thomas and Taters. So much good stuff. There's going to be so many photo ops for this following the race. Now we have Bazza and Yano, Widow and Maverick keeping close eyes on this, because it's proven to be no holds barred between them. Of course, about as much respect as you can get in racing with these two at the moment. Anyways, going into lap 23 now. This is, because nobody likes doing 23. Picking up on the top two at the moment. Still not close enough for Tom to try something outrageous into the first corner, but might be close enough for Widow to try and move for the podium spot. Has he got enough to? He might try around the outside, because Maverick's covering the inside really well, has to be said. Is he going to try to switch back on the Belgian? He might try it, but just not enough there. Checking back up now on Bazza and Yano. Stay hydrated. See, loose there from Ega, and of course we've got Taters and Thomas now fighting. This is a great battle. We just haven't really been able to show it, because at the end of the day it's rather pointless, but still a great showcase of what the challenge is about. Keep you updated on the top two fight, but for now this fight for Ford is probably fourth because of Joe's stop, but still a great battle regardless. Maverick's building a bit of a comfortable gap. Same thing with Yano to Bazza, so both of the EM Creations Porsches aim of the game now is just to try and keep the Mercedes at bay. Back to this battle. Now Taters. Oh, Thomas is going to try something here. A bit of contact being made. Doesn't look like there's anything too drastic, but yeah, there's a hearing moment there. Going into the hairpin is Thomas might be a bit too far back to try anything as of now. Anyways, a lot closer here for the top spot. Tom's going to try around the inside of Hamza, but it's not going to work at the moment. If you look at this battle for first, battle for third, battle for bloody fifth. You got Joe catching up on Mac Manley there. What's Tom gonna do coming into this corner? Still gonna try and keep on the tail of Hamza there. You got Maverick and Widow. Sort of calming down for most of the grid. Checking back on the battle for 11th. A little bit of contact there between Dutchman and the American. But yeah, still just in the knife's edge because we're using the touring car all set, so slight bits of it's a bit cheeky there from Thomas. Bit argy-bargy there for the move, but that's his touring car, so you'd imagine you'd probably get away with that. If not, at least a slight warning, so yeah. Keeping an eye on the other battles now. Evenly spaced at the moment. This is where Sense sort of overtakes that recklessness of trying to make an overtake as soon as possible, because coming into the final just under 15 minutes of the race now, you don't want to do something stupid and completely jeopardize your race with the driver behind you. So. About that risk and reward factor, I suppose. So, Red One has got a solid gap to what I'm trying to say, being behind. Same thing with Maverick and Widow. Those battle between between the two Dutchmen, Yano and Baza. So I think it could be interesting. We'll keep an eye on the first place now, but keep posted if anything's happening on with the other battles. Point to keep in mind that Joe's already made a stop, so he could join in for the fight for the top spot as well, if not for the podium. But just wondering if his strategy of stopping early and making the space up later in the race is going to work. If it does, then that's a masterclass right there. Hamza and Vio pushing each other to their limits as drivers, and you love to see it. Honestly, they're both class. So. And you also got to keep in mind the pit strategy. Move the gap there. Now it's a 2-second gap between Maverick and Widow, so just over 10 minutes. Oh, bit of battle. Yano does some move on. I believe there's a bit of a squabble there between Baza and Yano, keeping it close. You could have seen how they started, because it was probably moving to the first corner that kicked it off, but still great racing at the moment. They're going to be going side by side into the, I believe it's, I want to say it's the left right. Pushes them wide on the track there. It's a bit noisy there, and you see Mac Manley coming up. Has a bit of teamwork there from Baza trying to hold up the Yano, so trying to get the best position possible. Regardless, Max catching up to this battle for 5th here, so that could be a 3-way fight. Meanwhile, a second gap between Tom and Red One. Thomas and Taylor still going at it. Rotary catching up to Kago. That could be an interesting battle. Joe is in no man's land, or should I say Joe man's land. Got Maverick in third with Widow still keeping him honest. A little bit of contact, looks like, between Thomas and Taylors. Not so much contract, it's just hassling them through the corners, trying to get him to just go wide, or because this is the touring rule set, so you can go a bit harder on what you may see in a traditional GT race. I think Thomas is using that to his full advantage with this battle against Vegas here. He's trying to split him open, I suppose, if you will. This battle between Bazza and Yano is still looking good. You've got Matt on the rear of him now. This will be a massive team player. Bazza can hold off Yano enough to the point where Matt can take that P6 and United can get 2 solid points finishers at this event. So keeping an eye on it here. Yano's going to go down the inside. What's a move, but he may have overcooked it a little bit because Bazza's got the spot, and now he's going to be maybe falling behind with it, but you'd imagine so, but guess not, because he's going to try around the outside. He's going to go for the switch back there, but Mac Manley is still close behind, so you're going to start to concentrate off a little bit here. That's going to try and go for Yano. How's the tail wheel looking? Not great on Yano's end, so he's being hounded right now by two United Mercedes. He's only got that move around the outside. He's going to have to go onto the gravel. Yano being absolutely hounded by two United drivers at the moment. You've got Joe in there. Maybe he could join in for this battle for P5. Bit of contact there. Contact made. Bazza has been spun off. I suppose that's a price when racing hard, but still unfortunate for Bazza. He was driving so well there, trying to make space for Manley, but now he's behind on Jano, and now Joe's going to be spilling blood in the water, you'd imagine. Understand why he's going to try something here. That's going to cover that outside. Joe's going to go on the inside. Not worth it. I imagine he's losing his mind. Top battles are sort of splitting up now. Just under 10 minutes to go. Joe's still hounding Mac Manley. Still might be a bit of not 100% sure who was at fault for that incident at the corner there, but it looked to me like one of Jano or Basil was a bit too aggressive going into the chicane at the end of the lap. Joe is very much keeping the Irish driver honest. Not going to try anything into there, more try and put him off his line. That's what Joe does. He's more of a smarter driver than he is ruthless. That's what we've seen with his pit strategy at the moment. He's because if you be realistic, he's probably going to make this P3 back from Maverick later on in the race when the pit window comes around. So anyways, we've got this top battle still pretty good at the moment. Joe's still pounding down Manley here. You got Yano just trying to fight for his life, fight for that P5 position. Would have looked pretty comfortable in the fourth. Maverick in third, but have to wonder how the pit window's going to fit him, because the tyre we're on Yano at the moment is not looking great. so he's probably going to have to come in soon. Hamster's still doing a great job of race management here with the with an absolute beast like Thompson behind him. I would think Thomas and Taters may have settled down for now. Actually, I think all the battles, just as I say that, Yano's been hounded by Team Mercedes 1 and TSR 1 of United. This is the same, similar circumstances to what happened last time. We all remember how that went down, but Manly's going to try something going into around the outside. That bit hairy there, but Yano does keep his position at the cost of perhaps a bit more tire wear, but he's going to stay out for another lap. Is he going to try and take this to the end? Surely he has to come in at some point, but how long can he take these softs? On for. Now we've got Joe being handed behind by Manly's going to try and move on the outside into turn 1. Looks like he may have pulled it off. Side by side going into through the first sector. You'll have to see it. So. Keeping you up to date with the grid now, we got Hamza, we got Red on Hamza, followed by Ben Beyer, followed by Maverick, Widow, Yano, Mac, Joe, who's currently hounding Mac. We'll get back to that in a second. Oh, he's got the, looks like he's got the position there, side by side coming out of the hip, and that's going to be a good opportunity right there. Then we got Kager in 9th, Rotary in 10th, still somewhat keeping him honest. We got Thomas and Taters. Anyways, back to this battle with Manly and Joe, because this looks phenomenal. This is exactly what the challenge is all about. Keeping on with the other battles now, so we've still got Mac being hounded by Joe. Oh, he's gonna take that P6, but Mac's still nope. Joe's got the P6. That is a solid move there, and now he's gonna try and look for position off Yano there. Looks like he's got the position, got that position off Yano as well. So great double move, but looks pretty comfortable at the moment. So yeah, great move by the TSR driver. Even though he's a bit more consistent, he's able to do stuff like that, and that's why he's such a talent, man. Like, not really much else I can say, but you get to P5 now, and you'd imagine with other drivers that may be thinking about stopping, we're coming near the end of the race now. You'd imagine this will probably be the final lap, and if not the second to last lap. So we've got Hamza leading with a decent gap by then Maverick, Widow, Joe, Mac, Yano, Bazza. So a decent gap. There was some great battles throughout the race, but now it's all sealed down. Now I think we can comfortably say that we have a pretty clear winner for first event of the challenge. Bit of a late entry this was, because still took a while to decide the car. Joe, Mac and Yano have all finished up, but we're following now. The Australian, bit of adversity with the lobby hosting. You see the lag there, but still able to push through it and show how much of a talented driver he is, keeping an absolute madman like Tom Top behind. That can't be understated. So coming into the final part of the track now, looks as though we're pretty comfortable gauge on, unless something drastic happens. Looks like it's going to be a comfortable win for Ridwan Hamza, the FR driver. Another one to add to their collection. They've been popping off lately in other leagues, and they can add a challenge win to their resume. But regardless, Hamza's going to come through now to take a far-deserved win. I think that was pole to flag. So your race winner is Ridwan Hamza of FR Bono Racing. What a drive. Tomsov takes second. Honestly, it was just... He drove a great race, but this case could be a driver one. Maverick, great defending from Widow behind, takes P3. Widow probably my choice for the driver of the day. Considering his comeback, he takes P4, and that's phenomenal. Then you got Joe P5, Manley 6th, Yano, Bazza, Kaga, Rotary, Thomas. That was phenomenal. Congratulations to Hamza on the win. Okay, and now we've got I'll just put save replays in chat. Anyways, that looks like it's gonna be all from me. Full results will be posted soon enough on other socials, mainly Twitter. But I've been your stream host, LJ. Hope to see you for the next challenge event, and goodbye.